Hey guys, Dan here,
And Frank, Godzilla Island.
and we are the Mazer Squad coming at you with episode 56, big comic episode. We're going to be reviewing the finale for Escape from the Deadzone, Kaisei issue 7, and the Godzilla crossover with TMNT issues 2 and 3.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
some big ones this episode, and we even got some theories for what's going to be going on with the issue going forward in the Godzilla Kaisei universe, with issue 7's conclusion there. We covered issue 6 previous episode. That was the finale to the first arc. And now issue 7, we have new artists and the new arc, but we'll get to that later. First up, we have TMNT X Godzilla 2 and 3. We're going to start off with issue 2. It was a while. I mean, they dropped the first issue in the middle of December, and we didn't get the second issue till like late January. It was practically like we got these last 2 and 3 like pretty quick back to back. It was a pretty long gap, but yeah. We're back with these two, and this one picks up right where issue 1 left off. King Ghidorah's attacking the city. Just, we've seen gravity beams ripping up cars on the streets. The Turtles and Splinter are racing through the tunnels of the New York City sewers in the Turtle van. And we get a scene here with the helicopter trying to fire at King Ghidorah, and King Ghidorah whacks it out of the sky, and the pilot parachutes out and is falling, but the parachute is busted. But luckily Mondo Gecko's on a building nearby, and he jumps off, catches the pilot, and they crash to the ground. Casey Jones is nearby and helps the two of them up. And the pilot runs off and is saved by Mondo. And King Ghidorah spots the two of them, pissed off, goes to blast them with the beam, but luckily the turtles show up just in the nick of time for the two of them to jump in their van. And they're being chased by King Ghidorah. And now we have Godzilla, Rodan, and Anguirus are back over in Japan. They're attacking this military base, and the military base unleashes Mechagodzilla on them. It's the Heisei Mechagodzilla with the Garuda cannons.
I thought that was a really interesting choice for them to use the Heisei Mechagodzilla. I was expecting like Kiryu or something.
Yeah, especially with the leaks that we've seen coming down the line.
Yeah, no, I was really surprised that it was the Heisei design. Maybe with the whole leaks that came out, like once that happens, maybe there'll be like some type of evolution of the Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it's gonna be, well, we'll get to that in a little, but clearly it's gonna be in the Shredder's hands eventually. So yeah, it turns out, Anguirus and Rodan are being controlled by the Shredder. He's using this ancient foot technique that they use to control the kaiju, and their aggression is what's kind of pissing Godzilla off, and Shredder's using that to help lure Godzilla to attack this military base and Mechagodzilla. So they take down this base. This is over in Japan, and Shredder's in the Technodrome with Krang. And we jump back to New York after that again, because it's kind of a little jumping here. We're still separated, Japan, New York. The Turtles are trying to use the same technique, because Splinter's like, we could do the same thing. We could control King Ghidorah. So they rope up King Ghidorah's foot. They get pulled to the sky, and they begin just sitting on his back, and they're all meditating. And they're kind of going into like this spiritual realm. And this is kind of something that they've done in the IDW arc. Donatello really specialized in techniques similar to this. He really honed in on like the mystic magic side on this. He was technology and magic basically. It played a big factor in like the final arc before they did the reset, which is it's still continued from that, but that's besides the fact. This isn't part of that canon, but it could easily work with it, even though there's some differences with the foot origin and the turtles and everything. It could easily work with it. There's always parallels, and there's that whole Battle Nexus series going on that always shows you the little parallels and slight differences. But anyway, back to this. So they're trying to commune with King Ghidorah. They're seeing in its mind and getting some flashbacks to it, and they're sensing its anger, and it's just pissed off at Godzilla because King Ghidorah wants to be the one true king, but Godzilla is the one that defeated it. And King Ghidorah was pulled from its home in space, as we all know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Godzilla's fighting back at that military base in Japan. We do another jump, and Godzilla's back at that military base, and Mechagodzilla gets taken down. It's like I said, it's a little bit hectic here, jumping all over the place. Lots of action, very fast pace. And then we're back in New York again. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And Casey tries to, I don't know what the hell Casey thinks he's doing. He's gonna square off with King Ghidorah with a baseball bat and some hockey sticks.
Yeah. Some of the stuff with Casey Jones in this series, even in the next issue, I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, this is old school, original Eastman Laird Casey Jones with the cheesy Goongala and all those weird catchphrases. I honestly prefer the current IDW Casey. He wouldn't be saying half this stuff. He might be doing some knuckleheaded things going head to head with King Ghidorah, but the weird catchphrase is a little I don't know. That's my opinion. I prefer IDW's Casey over the older Laird Eastman.
Yeah, well, the original Casey was supposed to be a parody on Punisher.
Yeah.
Whereas the vigilante that goes too far, doesn't really have a purpose type of thing, but way over the top. It was supposed to be a cautionary tale for Donnie. But in this one, he's just I'm gonna fight this, and then even in the next one, it's just he's there on the plane, and then I don't know, I'll get into it with the review over there, but for some reason the pilot's listening to him. I don't know. I'll get to it when we get to that.
Yeah. So yeah. He's just about to get blasted with a gravity beam when the technique with the turtles and Splinter finally works. King Ghidorah takes to the sky, and they're about to fall off from King Ghidorah now, and in swoops the helicopter pilot that Mondo Gecko saved earlier, and Mondo's with them. I don't know how the hell the helicopter pilot got to another helicopter so quick.
New helicopter.
I was and basically
they just have him laying around, bud.
Yeah, basically the helicopter pilot was returning the favor for Mondo Gecko for saving him earlier, and military base in Japan is conquered. They now have Krang, Shredder. Now have access to inside this military base. Besides the Mechagodzilla, was Hedorah, Biollante, and Destroyer. And
I really liked the design for this Hedorah though, because it just really looked a lot more like Cthulhu than anything else.
Yes, it's very similar to the Here There Be Dragons Hedorah.
Yeah.
Where it was yeah, I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that design. I feel like it's a really great design for Hedorah, and I wish they would have kept that for when they went to Here There Be Aliens. That design, they went back to the classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully when we do get to see Hedorah or a Kaijutagen version of Hedorah, they maintain a little bit of that.
Yeah. But yeah, I really hope so. I really like that design, and it would be cool to see that, really a real tentacly instead of the sludgy Hedorah, a variant of it pop up somewhere again. But yeah, we go back to New York once again. Now we're getting closer to Japan. April's got her plane booked there with King Ghidorah out of the city. Now they could finally leave, go to Japan. The Turtles, Mondo Gecko, April, and Casey all load up onto a private jet and they take off. And April's falling asleep, and she hears a song, and we see a kind of silhouette of the Shobijin saying to come to us, our guardian angel, or all will burn. So April's going to be playing a big part with the Shobijin, as we will see in issue 3. Issue 2 is really chaotic, as you could see in the review. It was really fun. Lots of kaiju action, a lot going on. Like, it's like a hit the ground running. There's only 5 issues in this series, so they've really got to cram a lot in. I mean, we got to get Foot Clan lore, kaiju lore. It's all needs to be established in a matter of 5 issues while also completing a story. Really difficult to do. Sometimes, like especially like we saw with the Godzilla Power Rangers crossover.
The plot kind of just gets dropped.
Yeah.
And it's just moments in a book that are strung together by a loose
especially
storyline.
Especially in the second Power Rangers Godzilla crossover, like big plot points were 2 panels, like boom, over, that's it, it's solved. They're like this does it so much better, to the point it almost seems like they're giving us too much lore, but I think it's
I hope they're playing this up for like a long run
absolutely
series thing, but in a good way. So they're just setting it up now so that in future arcs it's already set up and they don't have to do as much work.
Exactly. I mean, they did the Power Rangers crossover 3 times with the Turtles. Now they're in the middle of that. I think that's just going to be wrapping up this month. And I read both of those this summer and didn't review them actually for the channel or anything yet. I probably should revisit them. Maybe for the 3rd one, I'll just try to do like the whole trilogy as one. But those were really well done. So much better than the Godzilla Power Rangers crossover, unfortunately. I really liked the first arc of that a lot, but the second one did not do it for me. That was rough. I mean, it was kind of thrown together and rushed out.
Definitely.
A lot of the art just seemed like almost incomplete. Nothing against the artist, but some of the pages you're like, what am I looking at? Like, there was
it was pretty incoherent. A lot of the drawing. I'll be against the artist here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if they got like short deadlines or something, but whatever was handed in was not up to par.
Yeah. This is just like
rough.
This is like 100 times better. The art, every page looks incredible. I mean, you could pretty much get like a print from almost every single panel. You'd be like, yeah, I'd hang that up on the wall. Like, absolutely incredible. Farape, Luis Antonio Delgado on the colors, absolutely killing it. And there's some really cool, like, crazy looking things that happen in this issue that are really gnarly. So I guess we'll jump into that. We're right back on the plane where we left off for issue 2. We are now in issue 3 of Ninja Turtles Godzilla 3. And they're right over Japan. They made it to Japan. It was a really quick flight from New York to Japan. They're over Japan. April wakes up saying she's been having these weird dreams and that her head's killing her. And Donnie's been on his laptop the whole time talking with Metalhead. They all jump out of the plane. Donnie's kind of not with it a little. He's still like kind of like in his zone about whatever
He's like very distracted about the whole Metalhead stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool though. Like, they didn't fully explain, but I'm assuming they're like, we can't really land a plane with Ninja Turtles on it, so you guys have to like scoot off. And they did like a airdrop onto Godzilla.
Well, the whole thing that they did, they want to do the same thing that they did with Ghidorah now with Godzilla. So landing on him from above is easier than climbing up him.
Yeah. No, definitely. But like, it was just weird. They're like, all right, you guys have to jump off, and then we'll land over in Tokyo Airport. I thought it was like a really cool scene.
Yeah, they still have Mondo Gecko with them, so I mean, clearly they're walking off the plane with the mutants still.
Yeah, that's true. But I just thought it was like, it was pretty funny to like see like them all like jumping off and stuff. And so they get onto the Godzilla's back and they're like, all right, we're going to go do the same thing. They're trying to find a good spot. They're like kind of like near his neck, like on his face type of, but like more towards like the back over here.
And then Godzilla immediately is like very resistant. He's like fighting him, trying to get him off.
And
they're like, all right, well, we'll hide by his dorsal plates now. He can't get us here because it's sharp and pointy and he's just going to stab himself in his face. And they try that and they start doing it. And the thing is, when Ghidorah charges up his gravity beams, the energy doesn't surround its whole body. There's nothing on its back. Here, they're doing it. It's not quite working. And Raph gets hurt during this, like, trance. And then Leo's like, I'm feeling it, too. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh, no, that's physically happening to us. And they snap out of it, and they're surrounded by, it looks like electric, but Godzilla's charging up for a radiation blast, and they're being hurt by the charge from the spines on his back. And Godzilla shoots like a bunch of Japanese fighter jets out of the plane. They jump off. It failed. And they're like, oh, that kind of sucks. And we get back to the plane. Now, April's still got this pounding headache, and she's like, I feel like we gotta go somewhere. I've been having this dream. I know where we gotta go. We gotta go to this island. And then the pilot's like, but I want to go to Tokyo or whatever. And Kay's like, listen to me. Change the plans. We're going there. Listen to her.
Yeah, and I'm just like, isn't this April's, like, news station plane?
Yeah.
Like, why would the pilot listen to her and listen to Casey?
Well, I guess because they're being paid by the news station. It's not necessarily for the news station. But he's like, if you want...
But then also, like, Godzilla's attacking. Why would you go to that airport? Like,
it's true.
Let's get out of there.
Yeah.
Emergency land on an island that's miles away. Like.
Yeah.
I was just like, why is she giving such a hard time?
Yeah.
He seemed pretty cool with Mondo Gecko though.
Yeah, he did.
Like, I don't think it was the same. I don't think it was the helicopter pilot. I think it was a different.
No,
pilot.
it was a completely different guy.
Yeah, but like, he was still pretty cool with Mondo Gecko.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
they
cut back to the turtles. They're now at like
a karaoke bar.
Yeah. And I'm like some type of base of operations, and they're all kind of talking, but Donnie's getting like snacks and everything for everyone, and they kind of like throw him under the bus and blame him for what happened with Godzilla. And like, oh, his head's not in the game. That's the reason why this did.
Yeah, he's all tied up in his projects and technology stuff. He's distracted. It looked like he was also like gathering parts too, maybe, that he dropped.
Maybe.
And then he runs off, and like he manages to find Emmy's house. Emmy from the first issue. Yeah, he runs off to go find her.
So she's like, oh, like this is like what my grandfather made, and it's Jet Jaguar.
Well, yeah, and then she describes. She's saying, oh, it's she was working on. Oh, actually, I kind of get spoiled. Actually, we skipped this part here because.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna rewind a minute. But before we get to Emmy, we go to Shredder. We're back on Shredder. He's got Bebop and Rocksteady in the Technodrome, and he injects them with Kaijutagen, and it's very reminiscent of the second Michael Bay movie, like the whole like transformation thing again, like where instead of Baxter Stockman injecting, it's Krang injecting them with a mutagen again. And it turns out that the device they were trying to steal was a transspatial device, so it makes things big. And when we cut back to Emmy now, she brings up the transspatial device, and it apparently had Donnie thinking that's what he's been focused on. So she's like, well, her house is ransacked, so the Foot Clan this time stole it successfully. But she's like, Shredder doesn't really want just that. She wants this, and she takes Donnie into the basement, and this is where it's revealed that her grandfather is Dr. Goro Ibuki, who many know. Goro in Godzilla is Jet Jaguar's creator. So this device is what was used to make Jet Jaguar grow gigantic. And she gives the whole like origin story about Jet Jaguar. We see Jet Jaguar, he's kind of banged up. He's got like a exposed shoulder, missing the yellow cap. He's missing one of the blue bands around his arm. And apparently hasn't been active since Dr. Goro has passed away. She's like, it's almost like when Dr. Goro died, Jet Jaguar died with him. And Donnie's like, you know what, that's actually could be accurate. She's like, these AIs, he says like this, it's like almost like an artificial brain. She's like, so there could be emotions connected to it. He's like, but I think I might be able to fix it. But during all this whole lore dump about Jet Jaguar, it's revealed that he had fought King Ghidorah, Gigan, Megalon, and Hedorah in the past, and even Godzilla. So it was Japan's champion, sort of like in the Godzilla series right now. Jet Jaguar was a glorious champion of Japan. So Donnie does a little interior scan of it, and he's like, I think I might actually be able to fix it. And he's like, I used a similar process when I animated the android Metalhead. He's like, back home. So, I mean, we've seen the figures. We could assume we're getting a Metalhead or Donnie Jet Jaguar here.
Yeah, it's like plain as day. That's what's going to happen. I'm thinking next issue they have to get these kaiju forms.
Yeah. I mean,
because like
it's right there.
It's going to be issue 4. Like, I just don't know like where they're going to go with this. Like, there's 2 issues left, and I feel like they're just still in Act 1.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of this issue we're entering Act 2, but like they still even haven't had the big conflict yet where they need to come up with a resolution. Like,
I feel
it's
like
just going to be like bam, and then like last issue is going to be like Shredder, Mechagodzilla, and then they win or something. Like, I feel like maybe they're going for a long haul here, and we're not going to get that yet. But I feel like for toys purposes, we're going to get that.
The thing is, now that you mentioned toys, we got this Wave 1. There's been no pictures of Wave 2. I mean, clearly you got Donnie, Jet Jaguar on the box. But Playmates, I believe, after this year is done with the Turtles. It was just announced today that Mattel is going to be putting out Turtles. Now, a lot of people put out Turtles right now. There's tons of Turtle toys. But it looks like that I don't know if it's Paramount or whoever, Nickelodeon's got the Turtles license. I don't think they're going back.
Paramount owns Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. So,
like, they own it. So that is Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
All the same company, Viacom, whatever.
Yeah.
I think Paramount's the big parent company of all that. So they could do whatever they want with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that it's not Hasbro. Because honestly,
we all know about Power.
We know what happened.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
Yeah. So, luckily Mattel has picked it up, so we're going to be getting some quality toys from there. I don't know if we're going to get another wave of the Turtles. I really kind of hope we do. I still need to get the Michelangelo. I have Leo and Raph as the Rodan and Godzilla, but I want to see that more of these figures, especially the Shredder Kiryu. So we cut back to Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady, and they're like partially transformed, but they're in a lot of pain. Rocksteady and Bebop, they're all just like deformed, partially transformed, and they're like in like excruciating pain. And Krang was like, I had a feeling this would be the problem, that there would be a lot of pain with this transformation. He's just like, so apparently the Kaijutagen needs like the size, like you need to be like kaiju size to transform into a kaiju. So that's where Emmy's spatial device comes in, and it's basically going to help them grow bigger. So Krang blasts them with the device, they become gigantic, and he goes, oh, maybe we should have done this outside. And of course, we're going to see the final transformations next issue, because now we jump to Infant Island. We all know that island. And we have Goongala right off the bat there from Casey Jones. He's beating up some Infant Island natives. And April's even like, Casey, what are you doing? He's like, the pilot ditches here, and you've got the mother of all headaches from a song you can't get out of your head. These guys didn't even bother to ask where we were from before picking a fight. So he's like, I'm kicking their tushy.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, you showed up to their place. You have weapons. You look scary, man. Like...
And then
he's probably like, I discovered this island. You know what I mean? He's like, what are you talking about? There's people already here.
he's Columbusing them.
He's Columbusing them right now. I found this egg.
Yeah, so
I discovered it.
So April hears music. It's the fairies, and then like, hey, come over here. And like, they pull her away from all this with Mondo. But meanwhile, in the background, you still see Casey fighting the natives. And they're like, listen, you've been chosen to become the Avatar of Light, our goddess, Mothra, and then it reveals the Mothra egg. So, yeah, April's going to become Mothra. We get our preview of the next issue. We see the Gigan, Bebop, and the Destroyer, Rocksteady. Now... I'm
surprised that they went with Destroyer and not like Anguirus or something.
Baragon would have been good.
Yeah, Baragon. I'm surprised. I mean, it looks good. It looks real good.
It looks really good. It almost looks like Bagan.
Yeah, it does. It looks a lot like Bagan. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks badass, this cover that's at the end of the issue. One thing to note, like, we didn't share it out. I spotted them online like 2 weeks ago. I think Hot Topic has had them listed. The Monogram bag clips, they have a line for this, just like they did for the Godzilla Power Rangers. Massive spoilers here, guys, so look out. We obviously know we have the Kaiju Shredder coming. There's an April O'Neil Mothra in there. Looks really freaky looking, almost like a Baxter Stockman thing, when he turns into like the Superfly, but it's April. Then I think we also had a Hedora Krang. And I don't know if there was a Casey bag clip. I'm kind of drawing a blank on that. I didn't remember noticing a Casey. But yeah, so April's literally going to turn into Mothra. And we're going to get some Kaiju baddies here. You looking it up?
Yeah, who's that on Big Bad?
I think Hot Topic, actually. Monogram TMNT X Godzilla. Let's see. Yeah, it was on, I'm pretty sure, Hot Topic had them.
I know you showed me it.
You know what? I actually did text to you. Let me look at you. We're going to go back to the text messages, guys. Let's see.
Yeah, I think the designs are really cool, and I do hope that we get full lines with this. I mean, it's like the same thing as like the Godzilla Power Ranger figures, where it's just like, yeah, they did the wave 1. It's only 3 figures. Like, are we actually going to get everything?
Yeah.
And then like I'm interested for like part 2 of this series.
Wow,
like if we get a part 2, we're gonna get a part 2. We did, it's almost like the Power Rangers crossover with the Ninja Turtles. We did the Turtles becoming Rangers, and then the next one was the Rangers becoming mutants. Are we gonna get like mutant-sized Kaiju?
That would be interesting.
Like them coming down to their size and having battles or something. I think it could be a cool way. I know we're so used to like that Godzilla's a force of nature and above all thing, but like It's Ninja Turtles. I don't really have a problem with having some fun with it. Like, throw some Godzuki in there for all I care. Like,
They did have
you know
one
what
of
I
the
mean?
covers
Like,
with them.
get Dr. Nick Tatopoulos in there and he can talk about his worms or something.
Yeah. Good old Matty B.
Yeah, we can get just don't go to Ireland.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But it would be actually kind of be cool if Dr. Nick Tatopoulos did get in there and like maybe have like some type of like discussion about like the Kaijutagen or something. Like he does have to do with monsters being affected by radiation.
It's a potential.
You don't have to use that character. You could always go with the Serizawa. I just don't like it when people bust out Serizawa. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's like glorified air. Like, bust them out when you like have like something really artistic to do, not when you're going to do a Ninja Turtles crossover.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. But yeah,
there's many like Doctor characters that they could do for Godzilla.
Oh yeah, there's so many.
You could bust out Doctor Who and do like Mechanicon.
Oh yeah, always love that. I don't know if they can though, because it's like a Warner Brothers thing. It's always like, what is that? It's like
that weird. Or then maybe if they want to, they can do like Red Bamboo or something for like the next series, like teaming up with like Red Bamboo or something.
Yeah, that would be fun. Do the whole Giant Condor. I mean, we need Giant Condor.
Yep, Giant Condor, Kaijutagen. What's Mondo Gecko? If you were to like to fan cast Mondo Gecko who's getting Kaijutagenized, who are we putting him as? Godzuki, right? No, I'm kidding.
Maybe Manda.
That would be pretty cool.
Because he's got the tail, he's kind of slithery,
I could see Manda.
I'm
trying to think if there's like any like groovy like kaiju. I really can't think of any.
I mean, you think of like the like trippy scene from Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, but I mean, obviously they're doing Ghidorah.
Yeah, they're already doing.
Or you think of like the surfy dance thing from Godzilla vs. Ebra. I mean, or Ebra or the Deep. They have the little dance competition. That's sort of groovy. But they're not going to make him a lobster, obviously.
No.
They have Herman from the Mutanimals, which they do bring up the Mutanimals in this issue. Bebop and Rocksteady. He's like, oh, we had some Mutanimals interfere with us, which is really the only member of the Mutanimals that interfered was Mondo Gecko. So it is a possibility that they could do Herman as an Emperor mashup.
Definitely possible.
They can make him the salamander that the guy swings over his head in King Kong vs. Godzilla. That would be so lame. But I could totally...
Yeah.
Or you maybe Varan... Because he did just jump off a building here. Varan has the gliding ability. It would like give him like a little extra ability too. Like he's still kind of lizardy, but now he's got the gliding ability. Maybe Varan. I think I'm gonna go Varan on Mondo Gecko.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool one.
I'm changing my choice to Varan now.
Yeah, I think Varan would be actually a really cool one because like he's got like the gliding and stuff, and like you can see him like skateboarding with like the gliding. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because the only other thing I think of that's like slightly lizard-like is Gorosaurus, but like he's so boring.
Yeah, Gorosaurus is just like literally dinosaur.
It's like, oh, we need a dinosaur.
Dino Boy. Yeah.
We'll just put him in whenever we like have a costume fail on us and we have to quickly replace with like kaiju. We'll just throw Gorosaurus in there.
Yeah. I mean, it is cool. I mean, I've always been a fan of the Monster Island natives there.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I'm definitely like, not that I'm like looking past this series, but I feel like they're setting it up to do well in a multi-part
100%
series over time. I feel like that's what they're setting up. So That's kind of like what I'm looking forward to. Is like I am almost looking past this and going on to be like, all right, well, what are they doing next? Like, where is this going, long, big scheme wise? But yeah, we're gonna have to see in issue 4. Like, obviously, everyone's gonna be getting these transformations. I'm assuming by the end of 4, because like.
Yeah, I think by the end
what
of
are they
4,
gonna do for 5?
We're gonna be like in all out. Like by the end of the issue, I think it's gonna be like they're gonna be in the final battle, which just seems insane, but they're gonna be in it, and we're gonna just get it. It's all gonna come together. Final issue, and I'm 100% certain there will be a cliffhanger leading to a series 2 that we'll probably get maybe around the same time next year. Who knows?
Yeah, I would say end of this year, early next year.
I really feel like we're gonna be due for the Godzilla Power Rangers like 3rd chapter here. They gotta finish out the trilogy. I mean, they left it open. I really hope they can like redeem that.
I think it was so poorly received that I hope that they're looking back and being like, okay, what can we do for a 3rd one?
It would have been out. It should have been out already. But I think that's what I'm hoping is that they're like, all right, we really kind of botched this last one. Let's step back, get it right this time. It was
like we always try to be nice during our reviews and stuff. Because it's not nice, it's not fun being negative about things.
No.
It was so bad.
Yeah. At the time, we were like, let's hopefully it's going to get better. Hopefully. And then even in our final review, we're like, yeah, that was it. It was.
I was really disappointed on issue 5. I was expecting, because 4 did turn around. 4 was definitely the best issue of that series. So I was like, okay, like, they got some stuff going on here. And they just completely dropped the ball.
Yeah, oh boy.
It was really disappointing. And then, like, the whole, like, council of Rita's. I wouldn't be surprised if they completely ignored it in the next arc, because they completely ignored everything they set up at the end of the first arc.
I mean, they did do the multiverse thing, like, and they did jump, like...
Yeah, but they didn't do any of the cool stuff that they teased.
No, they didn't.
They didn't show any of the different Godzillas. There's no Lord Draken. There's no Zed. No, none of that stuff.
No, they didn't. They jumped through...
All the cool stuff that they teased, the GMK, all that stuff, they didn't do it.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe they visited this universe, because now we have all these Ritas together, so she probably traveled through those universes, plucked them out. We'll see. I mean,
yeah,
that'll be for another time.
Have to do.
I'm thinking that I feel like it's going to be a summer thing. I don't know. I just have a feeling.
No, I think it's going to be summer. Like maybe between. I mean, we're almost like between Kaisei arcs now, but like I think there's a couple more of Starship.
I think 2 more Starship. We're done with Deadzone, which we'll be reviewing
more Starship
very soon.
Yeah, and then because we did Starship 4 already, so there's 2 more left, and so maybe there's gonna be a little break between there, and they'll have some other like Godzilla adjacent series. But I'm surprised, because I really haven't heard much announced from IDW on spin-offs.
Yeah, I mean...
or, like, other Godzilla stuff that's not Kaisei.
Yeah. I mean, there's the Verse America comics, a couple of those dropping. And then
that's, like, their, like, trial, like, one-shot stuff.
And then the Romeo and Juliet thing.
Again, it's a one-shot.
Yeah.
But, like... No, like, like we're doing a second Mothra sequel, or we're doing Power Rangers again, or
yeah, I think it's coming.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, I think for sure it's coming. And then
who knows with this whole Netflix thing, if there's going to be complications with putting out a Power Rangers comic when Netflix has was it Disney?
Disney, yeah.
Maybe there's like some type of exclusivity, like we're doing Power Ranger stuff and we don't want other Power Ranger stuff the year that comes out.
Yeah, that's why I feel like they gotta wrap it up and
end it.
Yeah, I mean they got the figures coming out that look sick.
Yeah, and also I don't know if Power Rangers is doing the numbers that they want them to do because I think Prime has ended. Like that Power Rangers Prime
I
series.
think
I don't
this.
even know if that's.
Yeah, I know they were. I really don't know what's going on with the comics. Yeah.
I don't think it. I think they're ending it.
Yeah, and then VR Troopers they got going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So I don't know.
I'm out of the loop on it. I've read the Go-Go Power Rangers. I was trying to like start reading it, but there's just so much going on. I'm like, I want to read a bunch of stuff, and then I'll binge read the Power Rangers eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna move on to.
Yeah, I think that was quite possibly the biggest tangent that we could have done.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, guys, so we're gonna do Godzilla issue 7. This is the first issue of the new Godzilla arc for the ongoing series. Still written by Tim Seeley, but now he is joined by Hendry Preseta on this for the art. Nicolas Shizmecha has stopped doing art for it for now. Maybe he'll return. But Hendry Preseta just came in and his art looks great. Absolutely love it. Sometimes when these ongoing series, they are long. It's a long thing to commit to an ongoing series. And a lot of times artists swap out for ongoing series. Sometimes when they do the artist change, it takes like an issue or two to get used to. This was easy transition. The art is incredible. Some of the characters do look pretty different, but I like the change. I like the different details to them now.
No, I honestly I love it.
Yeah.
I thought it was real. Not to like. I thought the art for the first arc was great too. Like I'm not trying to bash that at all. I really liked the change. I thought it was great for a mainline comic. And I really did think that like it flowed really nice, and I love the new character designs.
Yes.
For everyone, and they're unique enough that you're like, yeah, he redesigned these people, but they're not unique enough that you're like, I don't know who I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know exactly who they are. Like it was a really smooth transition, and I thought it was great. Really excited for the new arc. I think it was a really good like jump off for it, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
honestly.
I was like, oh man, this looks really damn good. I'm like, he's making all these characters look nice. But yeah, let's dive into it. So last we left off, Jacen had defeated Godzilla, absorbed all his Kaisei energy. So Godzilla is dead, basically, sort of.
Yeah.
So it starts with the farm. Goes out to the field. He's farming corn, and he's saying, sometimes it used to be hard to harvest. Sometimes it's bad. Other times it lets you know, like, oh, the Kaisei energy has affected this land. And this farmer is just harvesting like these giant ears of corn. Like it's like the size of my water bottle, like massive. Like it's like the length of his arm. Like huge ears, and then we see this like shadow silhouette show, and it's just like a red eye, and we see this girl, May, they call her. Apparently they had found her, and she hasn't spoken since they found her, but she's just living amongst them on the farm. And it's like, hey, you can't be out here in the field, it's dangerous, yada yada. And he brings her back to the house, and we see like a frame, she turns around, and she's got like, it looks like a growth on her eye, or almost like a rosebud coming out of her eye. But he's like, it always seems like she's got something to say. She's just waiting to say it. Then it cuts to a new segment. They're talking about Godzilla being dead, singing the praises of the G-Force. They cut to Japan, and it's Rumi's old G-Force mates, her captains, saying they're so proud of Jet Jaguar being part of Godzilla's defeat. It's a battle that they went on for years. And she's sitting on the couch with Riviera, and he's just drinking, wearing like a Hawaiian t-shirt, Hawaiian button-down shirt. And
yeah, I like this look for him. This is where he needs to be.
Yeah, like, I mean, in the first issue, they were at the tiki bar drinking, too.
No, but he's like the whole like Hawaiian shirt vibe. Like he's like a different guy right now.
Yeah, oh, totally different.
Godzilla's dead, and he's like not as tight anymore.
Yeah, he's not a complete ass. And they're like, wow. They're like, Rumi's like, well, I got no recognition. She's like, it's not like I was worked beside them for years. And he's like laughing, and he finally apologizes for giving her so much shit, and she kind of apologizes back to him for giving him shit. And she steals his drink, and she drinks it too. Yeah. And Jet Jaguar's just kind of singing his song, kind of like bragging that he's getting all this media recognition. And Marco returns. Jason's roommate. He enters the room, and he's like, hey, Jason, where are you? And he's like, oh, I'm over here. And he's like, where's all my popcorn? And Jason's like, oh, I ate it all. He's like, I get a little hungry when I'm nervous. And Marco's like, why are you nervous? He's like, oh, I've never been on a date before. He's like, oh, you're going on a date? He's like, I don't know, it's just me and her. Does it count? He's like, oh, yeah, it sounds like a date to me. And he's kind of going on about his whole mom being a lament thing. And
he's like, yeah, so I'm an orphan now. And it's like, dude, you didn't think you were an orphan for all of like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you already thought she was dead.
Yeah. And he's like, and then he's like,
and she's like still alive. They didn't kill Lament, so like, no. I don't know what's up with him.
He's like, she's dead to me, and basically, you know what? Like, she finally.
She basically is.
Yeah.
Like, I just thought it was a weird way to phrase that. It's like, you already thought you were an orphan.
Yeah, and then he's like, well, the G-Force is my family now, and then he leaves the room, and then Marco takes out a weird communication device, and he goes, this is Petted Home to Command, connection established. Godzilla's the sword, Jason Braid is the champion of humanity, and that should frighten all of us. And then that's the end of Marco there for now. And we go back to the farm. We're back on the farm. May's screaming, and the farmer and his wife come in. They're like, it's okay, and she's pointing to the window. She looks out to the window. He looks into the window and sees nothing, but we see all these like guys with golf clubs, mallets, baseball bats with nails in it, and he's like, I don't see anything. Whatever. Cuts back to Jason now. He's outside this club, the Black Lamp Club, and the guy goes, hey, what's your name? And he goes, Jason Braid. He's like, all right, well, come on in. He's like, no cover for the guy who killed Godzilla. He goes in, and Nuki's there in like her like civilian like costume. She's not costume, like clothes. She's got like the torn jeans, short skirt. Like, she's like a rocker chick basically. She's got the leather jacket with spikes. Still's got the skull in the hair, and like, yeah, we're about to see a concert. And he's like, wow, you look great. He's like, I'm not used to you without the artillery. And he's like, oh, it's Nate. And like, she's like, don't call me Nuki, it's Nadine for tonight. And he's like, guns down and loose. He's like, I'm chill. He's like, and then she's like, you seem really tense still. And then Incense pops up, and he's like, dude, did you steal my outfit? And he's like wearing a leather jacket just like him. He's like, it's all right. He's like, I like to be known as an influencer, so I'm glad that I'm influencing you. And
he's like, yeah. He's like, you look great in it. So he's like, it's clearly working.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, Jason's like, oh, this is not a date.
Yeah.
I'm third wheeling it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, I just got invited along.
And before he gets interrupted, he's like, oh, I've never been on a date before. So he's like, so what do I do first? And then, like, she, like, kind of, like, gives him, like, a look of, like, almost, like, concern on her face. She's like, and that's when Incense shows up. She's like, well, I figured I'd invite Incense to celebrate and she's like, if that's all right with you. And he's like, yeah, it's cool. And then the band Rage Wanker comes out.
Oh, yeah, I love a good Rage Wank.
I was like, what a band name.
It was pretty hilarious.
I was like, really? That's the name of the band. So
Yeah.
they start playing. Nuki's into the music, and Jacen's kind of like, oh, cool. And like she's
And
dancing, and Sense is dancing, and like they're like kind of like dancing together. And Jacen's like, oh, so and he's getting mad because he's like, all right, now I'm like, he's like, I'm the third wheel here. And like we start seeing flashes of Godzilla. She's dancing, and she's like leaning into Sense into the music, and Jacen's just getting angry, and we keep seeing flashes of green, and finally, a burst of Godzilla comes out. We get a Skreonk, possibly one of our first ones. I feel like I haven't noticed a Skreonk in the series actually. Honestly, I don't know if I miss it. And Jacen is floating above the crowd. And Nuki's like, "Hey, you all right?" He's like, and she's like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "Well, you're floating 6 inches off the ground, and covered in Kaisei energy." And that's when their communicators go off, and Anguirus is back, and they're all geared up and ready to fight. And Jacen's like, "Let's get this going." He's like, "I'm bored," and he just charges up. And Jet Jaguar's fighting. Everyone's blasting. Anguirus goes in his Thunderball form and begins rolling. Jacen knocks Nuki out of the way from getting crushed, and he gets crushed. But then a Kaisei energy explodes. Jacen blasts Anguirus off him like it's nothing. And now he is floating up in the sky, and we have our Kaisei energy Godzilla coming out of Jacen. I think it's really cool that like this comic has almost, since this is the beginning of the first arc, it's kind of like come full circle here. That the first issue started off with an Anguirus fight, and well, it started off ending with an Anguirus fight, and this first issue of the new arc ends the same way with an Anguirus fight.
yeah, no, it was definitely a cool parallel. And one thing you can see, like as far as character development, is like they're like all gathered together, and like they're like, all right, we're taking out Anguirus, and Rivera's like, we'll just push him out to the water.
Yeah.
Like we don't gotta.
Yeah.
Like we'll just push him out to the water.
Yeah,
so even he's got like a bit of a character change with Rumi.
Yeah.
Kind of siding a little bit more with him, being like, yeah, like maybe I was just a little bit too, going a little bit too hard in that last arc. He's kind of regretting like what the stuff he did with Lament and everything, and he's like, maybe I was doing the wrong stuff then, which is really great to see the character development. Obviously. Do we talk about like the end of the issue yet?
Yeah. No. Well, that seems like it's going to be the end, but then we get a little like almost like sort of post credit here. It's back on the farm again. May seems all happy. She's eating her breakfast, and the husband calls to his wife. He's like, "Angela, come quick!" And he's like, "What is it?" And it goes outside, and we see these vines with thorns and what looks like almost the Biollante plant with fangs, and all those raiders dead, and the girl May at the table just says Biollante, and basically they would have been slaughtered by these raiders in the middle of the night if not for Biollante, and her eyes glowing, so she's got some sort of connection to these Biollante plants. And how did she get there? Where did she come from? We're gonna have to find out.
Where did she come from? Where did she go?
Yeah. But I have some theories here, guys. We're gonna get
before we get into theories, I did just want to like. Oh, I see you get into your theories.
No. You go. You tell me what you think.
Well, I feel like I feel like I can't talk about it now until after we talk about Deadzone, because I don't want to spoil the stuff for Deadzone.
Okay. All right.
Because I was just going to go out and like say like, oh, well, I think Jason's going to do this. And I'm like, oh, actually that ties to another comic that we have not covered yet. And I don't want to spoil stuff.
All right. So we'll cover Deadzone in a few. So guys, come back for that Deadzone review if you want more on that. But I have a little segment here. A little conspiracy theory. Marcos hasn't been around for a while. He was off doing some sciencey stuff. He's clearly a little suspicious. I have a theory that Marcos is an M space hunter alien. And I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons why, guys. Number 5, the weakest one of them all. I admit, this is a stretch here, guys. His name is Marcos. Starts with an M. M Hunter. Yeah, that's basically it for that first one. Terrible. I know. Weak point. But I needed 5 here, guys. All right. So number 4, he's often referred to humans and humanity, which is a clear flag that, like, he might not be human because he's referring to the humans and humanity. Maybe he's some sort of mutant, a Deadzoner. Maybe he's an alien. I mean, we know they exist. Starship Godzilla's out there. So yeah, that's my number 2. Now number 3. This is a pretty crazy one here. Just bear with me here. His nickname is Little Man. Now the 2 bombs dropped on Japan were Little Boy and Fat Man. You take the first name of Little Boy and the second name of Fat Man, you get Little Man. So you got nuke bombs. What can survive nuclear bombs? Cockroaches. What do the M Hunter aliens look like? Cockroaches. Now that's my number 3 there. Now number 4, this one's really a big one. It is a big part of this issue here, guys. It's corn. We started off the issue with the corn farm. What is the only food that Marcos keeps on hand? Popcorn. What is a big trope, a little gag that was in Godzilla vs. Gigan? The little corn gun. It's from the M Hunter aliens who were in that movie. And finally, number 5, when I was looking into the new artist, well, number 1 here, when I was looking into the new artist, Hendry Preseta, there's a website, League of Comics. It's almost like an IMDb of comics. It tells you all the comics that they've worked on, all the characters they've drawn. Well, one that he was recently credited for was Gigan in Godzilla Kaisei era. We haven't seen Gigan yet. And who controls Gigan? The M Hunter alien. So my final verdict is that Marcos is an M Hunter alien, and his little science project has been working on Gigan. And he's an M Hunter alien that's spying on the G-Force and trying to figure out how he could possibly conquer Earth with them. And we're going to get aliens as our next big wave. I think once this Biollante arc concludes, I think the next arc we're getting aliens. I think that's what it's going to build up to. I think we're going to see that maybe in an annual, and we're going to have like a year of aliens after this.
I'd say it's definitely possible. I do think it makes sense. Clearly something is going on with Marcos. I definitely think he's an alien, especially with this issue. The way he was talking, like, it's just like, yeah, this guy's like...
I mean, he's been spying on him the whole time from the beginning. He was placed there to spy on him. I mean, he could be working for Lumet the whole time, too.
He could... I don't know, I just don't get that vibe from him. I know Lumet's probably, like, you know, like the big bad, and, like, they're gonna come back. Like, they flew away. I don't know if it's going to be this arc. I don't know if it's going to be the next arc. I feel like Lumet might take some time off and then come back.
Oh, 100%.
So... you know, as far as this arc, I think the big bad is going to be Biollante. And, you know, I feel like there's a couple of directions that they could go with that. I mean, obviously, one of the big things with Biollante in its own movie was its absorption of the G cells. Now, we don't have G cells.
We have Kaisei energy.
We have Kaisei energy, which I think that they would probably do. And it might try to drain that off of
Jacen.
God, Jacen. But you know, I'm going to get slightly into Deadzone 7 spoilers. Well, actually, you know what? I could talk about it because it's at the end of Deadzone 6. There is a Godzilla Jr.
It is
in this.
This is Deadzone 6. I don't know why I'm saying 7. It's Deadzone 6 and the Deadzone 5.
So it's at the end of Deadzone 5. There is a Godzilla Jr. in this Kaisei universe. And we know that Godzilla is dead.
Yes.
Obviously, there is some type of latent Godzilla energy inside of Jacen that is kind of taking over. Whether he learns to control it or not, I don't know. I think it's highly possible that in order to defeat Biolante, this G-Cell, Kaisei energy, whatever analogous thing you want to say about it, could possibly get transferred to Junior in a destroyer type of thing, and that's what brings back Godzilla into Godzilla Kaisei. I mean, you can't have Godzilla gone forever.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be some way to bring him back, and we know that there is a Junior.
Yeah.
And we don't know when the events of Deadzone exactly take place in the canon.
Yes.
We just know it's prior to issue 6.
Yes. I mean, even for the first time, I guess because of Godzilla's death, in this issue 6 here of Deadzone, the opening page where it credits all the writers, artists, and everything, it says the events of this comic takes place prior to the events of issue 6 of Godzilla.
But it could also be prior to issue 1.
Yes.
Which
I mean,
I completely feel like
from
it's
the beginning,
prior to issue 1 because it's such a tight timeline.
Yes. Yes.
So, I think it's definitely a possibility. We don't know how big Junior is right now. We do know that the government probably has possession of him. Possibly. They didn't really leave that open. Godzilla was with them, but I think it's a possibility. If not this arc, maybe a future arc.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be a big thing, and there's going to be something with this Kaisei energy and Biolante. If we do think that Gigan is the next villain.
Yeah.
For arc 3.
I really feel like that,
because it's either he's a M1, he's an M alien, an M hunter alien, or he's like a Cetopian. Yeah. I just don't think they're doing that yet.
Yeah, I feel like we still got a ways to go. I mean, this is issue 7 of Godzilla. We got like 5 more before we get to our year here. But I feel like an annual is really gonna connect all this. I don't know when we're getting our next spin-off series in the universe. I do know the ongoing is still going to be going, so we got 5 more issues to go before we reach our 1 year mark, but I feel like there's got to be an annual issue here that's going to set up the whole next arc. I think we will see Gigan for sure, maybe earlier, but we'll see. We really don't know. This is all just speculation.
It's definitely possible.
And yeah. I mean, great first issue of this new arc, Godzilla issue 7, and we're looking forward to more of it. But now we have Godzilla Escape the Deadzone issue 6, the grand finale here, guys. And boy, oh boy, was it grand. I mean, it picks right off where issue 5 left off. But first, we're going to the Church of Godzilla. We see Mother A preparing to go track down the kids, Runt and Glass Eater. She's speaking to this General Onishi, and basically he's like, yeah, they're U.S. Property, and I want them back. Go get them. And she's like, well, another asset and project has taken them, so yeah, we're going to go get them back. And the General's like, I'll provide whatever you need, but the U.S. government's not allowed to intervene, but we could provide whatever you need off the books. So yeah, the Norman, apparently that guy all the way back from issue 3 that started off that got recruited into the house. He had the long pointy nose. Um, he wants to do whatever he can to help, and Mother Ray's like, "Oh, don't worry, your time will come, Norman." And she's like, "Oh, my friends call me Needle Nose or Norman." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, his nose is pointy, and people in the wasteland, the Deadzone, are weird. All right, whatever." And anyway, narrator's back, and it really sounds like now the narrator really sounds like it's Runt. For in this issue, I don't know if it's a different narrator, but the narrator is back this issue.
Yeah, it was a little weird with the narrator because they were narrating that scene as well.
Yeah.
Which I was like, who is in all of these scenes that's narrating this?
It is a little strange.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a little strange. And then like even at the end of the issue, there was no clear like
person
who the narrator was. Like I always got the feeling it was the Wanderer, but like who is he narrating to? Because at the end of the issue, we don't really get a like he was giving the story to this person.
Yeah.
The type of reveal. We do get a reveal though, a really cool one, but I you know, it was a very interesting way that they told us. I do feel like it was Runt though, because like some of the way they were talking during this fight scene,
yes,
was really funny.
Yeah.
And the only thing that makes me think that it's not Runt is because there's so much less swearing in it.
Yes.
But it could be a more mature Runt.
Yes, because he is very eloquent at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're right back to the battle in the arena. Sherry's beating on Baragon. The church of...
she hits him with a good elbow.
Yeah, she hits him with a real good elbow because he like scratched her. And the Church of Godzilla is now there on scene, hovering over. The mutants like, "Get out of here, you're going to screw up the fight. This isn't part of the show. Don't ruin our show." And they shoot him with a Kaisei charge. Now, this is some cool new technology that gets introduced here. So, he gets charged up, almost like the Kaijutagen in the Ninja Turtles crossover here. And he becomes more aggressive and transforms. His horn gets, like, noticeably sharper. He's got these spikes now all over his body. Clearly, he's got this menacing look on his face, long, sharp teeth. It's like a whole new, like, Kaiju on crack transformation. Like, out of control, aggressive, insane state. To me, after he got charged, it almost looked like a Baragon-Varan hybrid to me, with all the spikes and everything everywhere. It was like such like a insane looking Baragon, like nothing you've ever seen before. And while the church is up in the sky doing all this, they have a scanner detecting the twins' energy signature. So Mother Ray goes off one direction, another helicopter goes off another for Runt. And the crowd is just going wild at this point because now there's this new charged up Baragon, and now we have the Wanderer and Sherry dealing with this like super vicious Baragon that looks deadly. But yeah, Mother Ray lands in town right where Glass Eater was hypnotized by the TV. The lady smoking's looking out the window. She's like, "What the hell is this?" Well, next frame we see Mother Ray is in that house, and she's like, "Oh, what did they do to my poor girl here?" And all the kids are hypnotized. But Mother Ray is covered in blood, and we see, for like, you know, one of the things I didn't notice is, like, throughout the series, we don't see her hands until this issue. She's got these long, like, almost look like claw things when in that first frame. And we see the lady smoking. We see the cigarette still in the hand there on the floor. But the wall's covered in guts, and I doesn't look she's got a head anymore, or her head was cracked open that it doesn't look like a head anymore. So Mother Ray like crushed that lady's head with her hand or claw. Yeah. And we cut back over to now the warehouse where Runt is, where all the Kaiju are captive, and the mutants and crew working for the Church of God are just taking out people there. He tries to stop them, and he gets punched out. And meanwhile, Needle Nose is literally stabbing people with his nose. And I was like, did he just do that? I was like, how pointy is this guy's nose? So weird. And like this character's like, I'm gonna be like the best churchgoer there is for the Church of Godzilla. And they keep hearing this noise. Like, did you hear that? They're like, no, what is that? What is that noise? Well, they find Runt in his cell with Junior, and Needle Nose is like, this is great. He's like, now we got the kid back, and I got the church of mascot here. And all the other churchgoers are like, oh, this isn't good. They see Junior yelping, and they realize like what's going on. And sure enough, the ground begins to shake, and Godzilla rips the roof off that warehouse. They all go running, and Needle Nose is like, what? What's the big deal? Well, Godzilla's arrived. Mother Ray's carrying Glass Eater, and she sees Godzilla, and she demands that everyone just to start retreating. And it looks like her claws are now retracting now because she's carrying Glass Eater. And then now everyone sees Godzilla. Wanderer sees him, and he's like, oh, we're ready for a rematch here. Sherry's like smitten at this point. She's like, oh my god, he's finally here. And now the mutant crowd is going nuts. Like, oh, our show's not ruined by these churchgoers anymore. Like, we got Godzilla, we got cracked out Baragon. Like, this is going to be the best, like, show ever. And they're just going crazy. And now worshippers are on the ground, like, bowing down. They're like, oh, we're here for you, Godzilla. And they just get stomped. He just flattens them out. Sherry goes to the Wanderer. She's like, maybe I could use my feminine wise on him. And the Wanderer's like, please never speak those words ever again. He was like, I don't want to hear you say that ever again. Like Godzilla's just like freeing all the monsters at this point. Junior, all the experiments there. He was just like loving. He's like, yes, be free, everyone, be free. But there's like some crazy stuff there. Now Sherry's running because it's like just a monster stampede, and she's carrying the Wanderer. There's like a 3-headed ape, a giant crab thing, a centipede, and so many other strange things. There's like this like big fuzzball with like a face on it and arms. It looks like a weird like, I don't even know. It looks like almost, you want to call it, looks like almost like Mankey from Pokemon, but purple, but like with like a human nose, like some really out there looking things. And that's one of the things that I like about this series is like the out there looking monsters we see throughout, and mutants. And it's Baragon about to charge at Godzilla now in his rage, and Godzilla's like got his back turned. The Wanderer's like, oh, this is gonna be bad, and even Sherry's like, oh no, like, what are you doing? Oh no, girl. And sure enough, Godzilla turns around right before Baragon's about to strike and blasts him with the Kaisei energy, and he just gets launched into space like he's a DBZ character, and like, I don't know if he explodes or if it's like
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Or if it's like that, like where it like turns into a star and then disappears into the sky. I don't know if Baragon exploded or not from that. I want to say it looked kind of like an explosion to me. Yeah. But, Baragon gets, like, one shot killed. And Mother A swoops in with Glass Eater, and you're like, oh, she's, like, not, like, just running away with her. And, Glass Eater's like, oh, Mom's here. Runt, by the way. And, the Wanderer's there, and Mother is like, all right, kids, let's go get away from him. And they're like, we don't really want to go. And then right as this is happening, Godzilla's about to, like, just crush them all. So the Wanderer steps under Godzilla's foot and is now holding it up so that Hugh, Mother Ray, and the kids could get out. And this is where the narration comes in saying, oh, the Wanderer's now, like, reunited a family, the kids with Mother Ray. And that's, like one of the last things he's going to do. And, like, he's holding up and, like, he's using all his strength. Like, his eyes are literally start bulging out of his head. They're getting, like, bloodshot. They literally look like they're going to explode. And Godzilla's foot stomps down and crushes the Wanderer. Godzilla keeps marching, and there's just a puddle of guts and blood and intestines and organs everywhere. And the Wanderer is still sort of intact, but he's basically a puddle. Runt and Glass Eater distraught. They're like, we don't want to go with her. And then it goes black, and it starts getting narrated, and they're like, word spread quick that the Wanderer died across the Deadzone, and we all know that's not true though. And then it cuts to a very skinny and frail looking Wanderer waking up in a cage. And the scientist, there's a scientist that was seen at the beginning of the comic. He's there, and the Wanderer's like, I'm going to break out of here. And he's like, well, we have you in this Kaisei dampening room, and it's supposed to extract Kaisei energy. He's like, you're not a prisoner here. You don't need to fight anymore. He's like, you're in a G-Force black site. And he calls him Elias. So we finally get the Wanderer's name. And he's like, you're no longer in danger. You're not in the Deadzone. You're in a cell that's made to neutralize Kaisei energy. So are they trying to reverse his mutation, make him human again? There's a G-Force black site, and it zooms out, and he's like in this skyscraper. He's in a city. He's clearly not in the Deadzone anymore. And it scrolls down to be continued in Revenge of the Deadzone. So we have our first new Kaisei series announced here, Revenge of the Deadzone, even though it's technically a continuation of Escape the Deadzone. Really excited that it's being continued. And, Pablo Tunica, Griffin Sheridan, and Ethan Parker did an incredible job on this series. Unbelievable. I mean, I've loved all three of them. I can't say that I like one more than the other, but I absolutely love this one. And
yeah, no, it was great. It had a great ending, and it's just good to see like the first series come to an end. I do wonder how long the break's gonna be.
Yeah, I
mean, where it's gonna pick up.
It already says, at the bottom in the little whole post thing, like, make sure you request issue 1 at your store. So I don't know if it's going to be that far off, but I feel like it's going to be back like sooner than we're expecting. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I read that too, and I was like, is this going to be like 3 months?
Yeah.
Like, or something
that's
like that?
What, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping like maybe like July or something like that. Really excited that it's going to be continuing though. I'm hoping that we get something like that at the end of the final issue for Starship as well. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I believe that will be next month. I think we're getting issue 5 of Starship next week. I don't know. Take a look at that calendar. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Starship there it was like kind of slow. Now it's just like consistently coming out.
The thing is, Starship started almost late. 2 months after these two series. Godzilla and Deadzone both started in August, end of August, beginning September, and Starship didn't come out till October. So those two series had almost a month and a half, 2 month head start on Starship. So it is a little behind, but it's fine, we don't need it all at once. It is a lot. Can you imagine, I mean, we have a ton of comics as it is. And it's nice for us to catch up.
I'm not complaining. It's just, I was, yeah. It seems like it's coming out pretty consistent now.
Yeah.
But, it was a great finale to the series, and, looking forward to the sequel.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get it within the next 4 or 5 months or something.
Yeah.
Which would be crazy, but the way they were just asked for it to be pre-ordered, and I'm like, okay, well
yeah, I feel like it's gotta be right around the corner, no doubt.
They wouldn't be asking people to do that if it was oh yeah, but we don't have anything.
Yeah. No, 100%. So I think it's gonna be happening sooner than we think. I'm thinking June, July, I hope. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no official list. Oh, let me see. I'm looking on League of Comics right now. It is listed, and so far it looks like the same creative team listed so far. The Wanderer is the only character that it lists, and no other details besides that yet. Release date to be determined, but they have the entry there, so
yeah,
it's coming. Yeah, like I said, incredible series, loved it. We got the mainline Godzilla still going, Starship Godzilla as well. So there's no drought of Godzilla comics, and of course we have 2 more issues of TMNT X Godzilla. So yeah, be sure to look out for those reviews. I believe we are going to be back with our next episode. We might be doing a movie review. I'm not quite sure what yet, but we have a couple ideas. And, Monarch is just a couple of weeks away as well, so we might be starting to review that as well, some episodes of that. And we'll probably have some indie reviews. I mean, I think we're a little overdue for some indie comic reviews as well on here. So,
yeah.
We'll catch you guys next episode, and thank you for watching.